Welcome to Success Talks with Rodney Saulsberry. I hope you will support my sponsors who bring you this podcast absolutely free and with limited interruptions. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I'll get started in just a second.
The reviews are in. The latest book from voiceover superstar and coach Rodney Saulsberry is another runaway hit. Readers from all over the world are raving about his newest title, Tongue Twisters and Vocal Warm-Ups. You can find this and his other titles at the top of the voiceover bestsellers list on Amazon.com.
I believe that if we get into good saving habits, you will have money in retirement that will sustain you for the rest of your life. It's a proven fact that has repeated itself for centuries. I'm not the first one to say this. The obvious ways to save money include investments in stocks, mutual funds, and or annuities. And I'm sure a lot of you out there have those things. Or maybe you work for someone who has a 401k that you contribute to, right? Or a SEP IRA, or some type of investment so that you will have money in the later years. Investments in real estate, investments in gold, investments in silver. That's what you need to get into. Now, those are the obvious things that we know about that have been around for centuries. But I'm talking about the small personal things that you can do on your own daily that add up. For instance, if you save 30% of every check you get, all right, just take 30% off of it. If you take that out and save it, it adds up. If at night, before you go to bed, you take out all of the ones in your wallet, or let's say you start out taking just $2 out, and then you graduate to $3, and then maybe you graduate to $5, all right? And you drop them in a water bottle. What type of water bottle am I talking about? I'm talking about the one that's around the water cooler on your job. I'm talking about those big jugs, right, that you pick up and you turn over and you know, some water splashes in and then everybody comes by and they get cups of water throughout the day. I'm talking about that, okay? You drop $1, $3, $4, $5 into this jug. It's hard to get those dollars back out. You got to really shake to get them out. So you won't go after them because they're not easy to get. But you will find that monthly you might save $200 to $300 just by dropping different amounts of money every night. Also, put your coins in there. You know, I know we get sick of our coins, so I'm not talking about pennies. Keep your pennies in a separate place. But dimes, nickels, quarters, drop them in this jug, and I guarantee you that it will grow. Your grandparents used to put it under the mattress, okay? But I'm telling you to find one of those big old jugs, and you can find them anywhere. You may have them on your own, and start dropping money in them and watch it add up. Another thing I want to talk about is getting paid for your work. The first thing you have to do is you have to make sure that you make yourself payable in several ways. One of the most widely used ways to get your money is PayPal. PayPal is most widely used. Now, when you get PayPal, you have to pay a fee. So every check that you get, every piece of money that is put into PayPal on your behalf, PayPal takes a certain percentage. But that's okay because they're keeping great records. They give you an itemized list of everything that has come in for you. They give you 1099s for your taxes. They give you everything that you need at the end of the year. They let you know who paid you, how much they paid you, when they paid you, etc. So I really like PayPal, and it's used globally. So that means it's used all around the world, okay? The credit card is also still quite valuable, all right? So people might pay you with their credit card. A money order. Money orders are really nice. I like them. I like money orders because money orders are cash. If you get a $25 money order, it's like you've got $25, not like a check that you have to hope clears. The only problem with the money order is that it takes a fair amount of effort from the buyer. The buyer is the person who hires you, they're buying your talent. It takes an effort for them to get the money order. They got to go to the bank. They have to hand the bank teller cash or have the bank teller get cash out of their account, and they have to write it to you and have it made out to you by the bank teller. And then they have to put it in the mail and mail it to you. So that's a lot of work. And then if we go to the check, I'm really not crazy about checks because checks have a tendency to bounce, okay? You don't always trust checks. You don't want to be paid that way if you can help it, unless you know the client. And I think that takes time. But especially on a first-time job, I don't want you accepting checks. A wire transfer. People think that that's kind of a good thing, but I don't love the wire transfer either, and I'll tell you why. I have to give them too much information. The bank account that they are wiring the money into, they have to have routing numbers. They have to have my checking account number. They have to have the name of the bank. And at this point, when they're transferring money into my account and they have all this information, if you have someone that is not somebody you can trust, they have a whole lot of information on you and they may end up owning your whole account. All right. So beware of the wire transfer. To me, it gives away too much of your personal business. Again, PayPal. There are more options, and I've given you those other options, but I just really like PayPal. All right. So keep that in mind. And just remember that clients will pay more when it means that they have to do less. If you're easy to work with, if you make things easy for the buyer, he or she will want to work with you again. If they know that you are somebody that keeps good records, that you do a good job, that when they pay you, you let them know that you've been paid and you're not asking for them to pay you again. All right? You're not asking for double payment because you didn't keep good records. And that brings us to good records. And that also brings us to branding. See? So when you work with a customer and you have a very easy way for them to pay you, that's part of your brand. When you reduce the number of emails that have to go back and forth due to the fact that you didn't have a proper way of getting paid, an easy way, then that turns off the buyer and they may not come back to you. Keep good books. Always keep good books. It's part of the job. You are the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of your business, and you have to be on top of it.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I urge you to listen to future podcasts where I will continue to try and make you better than before. My goal is to point you in a positive direction to success right here on Success Talks with me, Rodney Saulsberry.